The movie starts with a historic view of Afghanistan 5 years ago, where the U.S. Army was seen attacking the Taliban. The terrorists were well aware of the intentions of the U.S. Army, so they laid a trap and started firing at the Army. One of the terrorists, confused, attempted a suicidal bomb blast, but the commander forbade him. However, instead of a bomb, he had a gun, intending to deceive the U.S. Army. As soon as he drew his gun, one of the commanders killed him, causing his plan a big failure. The commander had a bad feeling and called the Army back. They discovered a bomb buried underground, which he thought he could defuse. However, it was a trap from the terrorists. While the Army was busy trying to defuse the bomb, the terrorists suddenly appeared and started attacking them. A big fight broke out between the two groups. Jake and the commander were saved, and they escaped in a helicopter. Jake made the difficult decision to leave the Army because he was sad at the death of his fellow soldiers. He tried to find solace and joy in the company of his wife and children, to enjoy the simple pleasures of quality time spent with his family. However, amidst this newfound sense of happiness, Jake grappled with the burden of mounting financial difficulties because he left the Army and now he had no strong financial source of income. Jake headed to his workplace, the car garage, in the early morning. There, he witnessed a group of criminals demanding money from the shop owner, Uncle Earl. Jack started fighting with them to save his beloved uncle from criminals. However, upon returning home from work, he was shocked to see the same criminals leaving his house. A strange sense of fear provoked him. Jake entered the house. He saw the dead bodies of his beloved wife and innocent son. The murderer's name, Fresh, was etched into his memory as he watched the culprit leaving the house. The police entered at the site of crime, the Jake house. Police was questioning Jake about the accusations. Consumed by anger and frustration, he refrained from naming anyone. Instead, he took the police car to search for the same vehicle he had spotted outside his home. After a few moments of intense search, he located the car outside a club. Determined to seek revenge on his own terms, he armed himself and strode into the club to fight the criminals who killed his entire family. Jake stormed into the club, where he found the entire gang of criminals in their enjoyment mood. Fueled by an intense rage of frustration, he swiftly took down each one of them. However, with the police in pursuit, they eventually caught up to Jake, arresting him and put him in jail. 5 months later, Jake was shown depicted in jail. His mental health was severely disturbed, haunted by the memories of his late wife and son. Shortly thereafter, the commander, Tom Mason, paid a visit to Jake in jail. He talked to Jake over a phone call under the custody of the police, but Jake appeared numb and detached, showing no interest in seeking freedom as he perceived his life to be devoid of purpose. He asked the commander to leave and never visit him again. With that, he rose from his chair and walked away. Sam Ramsey entered the jail with a purpose to have a meeting with Jake. Sam offered to help Jake escape from jail on the condition that he would work with him. However, Jake, disinterested in the outside world, declined the offer and walked away. Jake was shown sleeping in his jail cell when suddenly a group of individuals appeared. Their faces were covered with the face masks. They made Jake unconscious by injecting him with a syringe. When he regained consciousness, he found himself in the custody of these people outside the jail. Basically, Sam Ramsey kidnapped Jake with a purpose of intention. Jake inquired Sam about the reason why he kidnapped him. Sam disclosed to Jake that he had been selected to work in Section 8, a highly classified U.S. agency. He presented Jake with two options: either join the agency or return to jail. Jack ultimately agreed to join the agency. Jake had to undergo his first task for the agency, which he successfully completed after passing the initial test. He was then assigned his inaugural mission by Agent Lisa, which involved eliminating Alejandro, a defense contractor involved in significant illegal financial dealings on the international market. Jake and Lisa met in Mexico, where Alejandro was expected to attend a meeting. A fierce confrontation ensued between the two parties. Jake managed to retrieve crucial documents from Alejandro and killed him, but he left the woman present with Alejandro as she was non-threatening to Jake. Upon his return, Sam Ramsey questioned him about why he left the woman, to which Jake replied that she was of no use. Sam scolded him for his unprofessional behavior, emphasizing the importance of following Section 8's orders, warning Jake that deviating from them could result in his return to jail. Jake then left the premises. Jake entered his assigned apartment and was amazed upon group photos from his army days, surprised to find his own picture among them. Confused, he made his way to a bar, where he was joined by Lisa. Jake was given the second task and assignment, which involved targeting Senator Jim Graham, a high-ranking military official. Sam briefed Jake on the two primary objectives of the mission. First, to retrieve digital information from Senator Graham's computer, and second, to assassinate him. Jake and Lisa made a planning to follow their next mission. Lisa decided to extract all computational data from Senator Graham's computer, while Jake decided to kill Senator Graham. As Lisa began stealing the data, the alarm system was triggered, alerting the entire unit. The guards of Senator swiftly organized an evacuation to secure Senator Graham's safety, placing him in a car to transport him to a secure location. Jake followed the car as his task was to eliminate the senator. Meanwhile, Lisa managed to obtain all the information and fled the scene. Jake trailed Graham's car but struggled to catch up. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He jumped to the spot where Graham's car was supposed to turn and opened fire, taking down Graham's guards. Graham requested Jake to leave him as he has a family including his wife and son in a desperate bid for mercy. Moved by the memory of his own late wife and son, Jake was overcome with emotions. However, despite Graham's plea, Lisa and her crew killed him. Consumed by a mix of anger, concern, and guilt, Jake left the scene. Lisa tried to contact Jake but he ignored the call, determined to leave the mission and Section 8 team. He was seen weeping in solitude when he noticed some people following him. Alert and wary, he observed them and cunningly vanished from the scene. Jake visited his commander's house and asked his assistance and help. The commander made a surprising revelation to Jake that the government had already dissolved Section 8, cautioning Jake that some criminals were exploiting its name to destroy the reputation of the U.S. government. He emphasized the dangers posed by these individuals, as the government had no control over them. The commander offered Jake a safe location to hide and protect his identity from the agents of Section 8. Jake moved to Buenos Aires as his new location. Meanwhile, Sam Ramsey was interested in finding and killing Jake. He hired a new serial killer contractor, providing him with all of Jake's details and his last known location. Jake was exploring the new location where unexpectedly he encountered an old friend of his late son. The boy mentioned the name of one of the criminals involved in the murder of Jake's wife and son. Stunned by this revelation, Jake inquired how the boy knew the name. The boy revealed that the criminal had frequently wandered around their house, and they were scheming to trap Jake. Realizing that it was a pre-planned conspiracy against him by the individuals from Section 8, Jake now had a clearer understanding of the situation. The hired serial killer contractor by Sam Ramsey, who began firing at Jake. Amidst the chaos, Jake found the good opportunity to escape. However, the killer persisted, continuing to fire relentlessly in public. The police soon arrived at the scene, but he was still firing with a purpose to kill Jake, even killing some of the officers. Seizing a police van, the killer followed Jake. In the midst of the pursuit, he received a call from Sam Ramsey, inquiring about Jake's status. The killer informed Ramsey that Jake had managed to escape. Enraged, Ramsey shouted in frustration, emphasizing his unwavering determination to eliminate Jake at any cost. Jake found refuge with his uncle Earl, who had raised him after the death of his father. While they were talking about the future scenarios, the members of Section 8 unexpectedly arrived at the location. Jake swiftly armed himself and instructed his uncle to stay back and remain safe. A fierce battle of survival started between Jake and the Section 8 operatives. As one of the members attempted to attack Jake with a knife, Lisa came and killed that person. Jake and Lisa moved to a car, making their escape from the scene. Jake's mind was in a state of confusion as he pondered over Lisa's actions. He questioned why she had saved him. In response, Lisa explained that the operatives of Section 8 had not left any trace of his existence, making Jake a target for Sam's assassination. She disclosed that she had helped Jake because she too wanted to break free from the clutches of Section 8. Their common goal was now to eliminate Ramsey. Jake and Lisa were in a new location called Montana, but an unexpected twist unfolded. Jake was struck on the head, rendering him unconscious. Upon awakening, he discovered Ramsey standing before him. Suddenly the door opened, revealing the entrance of Jake's commander, who was the mastermind of the entire conspiracy. He was the mastermind behind Section 8, cleverly manipulating events from behind the scenes. The commander disclosed to Jake that he had saved him in Afghanistan with the intention of utilizing him for the missions of Section 8 in order to achieve their objectives and targets. Upon leaving, the commander handed over $3 million to Ramsey before excusing himself to use the restroom. However, another unexpected twist occurred as the commander entered the room where Jake was being held captive. He freed Jake and revealed that he was not involved in the murder of Jake's family. In fact, he was collaborating with the government, aiming to completely destroy Section 8. When Jake questioned why the commander hadn't disclosed this information earlier, the commander explained that he wanted to keep his plan secret in order to successfully trap and eliminate Ramsey. Ramsey felt something suspicious for the commander being late in the restroom, so he sent his guards to investigate the situation in the room. A fierce battle provoked between the two parties, during which Jake and the commander managed to eliminate all of the guards, eventually emerging into the hall. In a shocking turn of events, Lisa shot the commander, leading to his untimely demise. Filled with anger and stannis, Jake swiftly reached and killed Lisa. Simultaneously, he noticed Ramsey making off with the bag of money and pursued his car. In the ensuing chase, Ramsey's car collided with another vehicle. Jake confronted Ramsey, opening fire and ultimately bringing an end to Section 8. The U.S. Attorney General arrived to meet Jake, offering him the position of the head of Section 9, following the successful dissolution of Section 8 as commanded by the late commander. However, Jake declined the offer and returned home. Upon his arrival, he encountered the same serial killer waiting for him. Jake questioned the killer's motives, considering Ramsey's demise, to which the killer declared that he never left anything unfinished. A fight ensued, resulting in the death of the killer. Jake reached out to his uncle Earl for support in challenging situations. Finally, he made the decision to join Section 9 for the next chapter of his life's adventures.